Hi guys, welcome to Guilty Nightmares. Today's story is one that will make you think twice before ever stepping into a rideshare again. Imagine climbing into the back seat of an Uber thinking you're safe. But every word you say, every laugh, and every moment is being broadcast live to thousands of strangers online. This is the story of Jason Gargac, the delivery man who turned his passengers to prey. In 2018, in St. Louis, Missouri, hundreds of women climbed into the backseat of a car, thinking they would simply be taking a safe Uber ride home. But what they didn't know was that their private conversations, their laughter, their addresses, even the way they looked at the moment, were all being broadcast live to thousands of strangers online. The man behind it all was 34-year-old Jason Gargac. On the surface, he seemed like an ordinary guy making money as a rideshare driver. He told neighbors he liked to keep busy and nothing about him screamed predator. But in reality, Gargac was living a double life. Every time he picked up a passenger, he had a small camera positioned in his car, capturing everything. At first, some assumed he was filming for safety, but Gargac wasn't collecting video for protection. He was streaming the rides live on a platform called Twitch, where thousands of viewers tuned in. And these weren't quiet observers. While his passengers sat unaware talking about their day of giving directions to their homes, the chat was flooded with comments. Viewers mocked the riders, made crude remarks about women's bodies, and speculated on their personal lives. Some even wrote disturbing suggestions, urging Gargac to take things further, to follow them after drop off, to cross the lines no driver should ever cross. For Gargac, it was entertainment. For the viewers, it was a game. But for the women in the backseat, it was a violation they never agreed to. Gargac streamed hundreds of rides this way. The footage captured everything: names, faces, addresses, and unguarded conversations. Some passengers sang along to the radio, others complained about work or shared personal details. None of them knew they were part of a live show being consumed by strangers. Eventually, reporters from the St. Louis Post Dispatch uncovered the truth. When they confronted passengers and told them what happened, their reactions were pure horror. One woman said she felt sick to her stomach knowing that people had been watching her without her consent. Another admitted that she could not ride with Uber again, always wondering if another driver might be doing the same thing. The exposure led Uber and Lyft to immediately ban Gargac from their platforms, but the damage was already done. Hundreds of passengers had been unknowingly broadcasted, their trust was shattered. This case didn't just shock St. Louis, it raised a terrifying question for the rest of the world. How safe are we when we climb into a stranger's car? And if someone as ordinary as Jason Gargac could turn a late night into a spectacle, how many others might be doing the same, unseen? Jason Gargac was never charged with a crime because at the time live streaming without consent fell into a legal grey area. But morally, the world knew exactly what it was: stalking, humiliation, and violation dressed up as entertainment. For his passengers, the nightmare didn't end when they got out the car. It lingered long after, with the haunting realization someone had been watching, and that their most vulnerable moments had become someone else's show. Because the scariest monsters aren't the ones that are hiding in the dark. Sometimes they are the ones taking us home. That'll be it for today's scary story. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any stories you would like to hear about, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.